Welcome to the Fushimi Inari Shrine. This is located in southern Kyoto. This shrine is famous for its thousands of torii, which we are going to see later on. Now, as we approach the shrine, we can see the Roman gate, which was built by Toyotomi Hideyoshi, a very famous leader of the Japanese people, who happens also to be the one who expelled the Christians away from Japan. So as we enter, we can see here a beautiful shrine where ceremonies for the kami, which happens to be the god of rice. His name is, of course, as the name of the shrine is, Inari. He is the Shinto god for the rice. And you can see that around here there are many brightly colored small shrines for the different kami that are present in this area. So we will be going up to a hillside where we will be able to see that famous Vermilion Torii gates. But before that, we passes to different shrines and different tories, again because this is a kind of a headquarters for some of the Shinto shrine, and this place of course is rich with tradition, as it is before the capital of Japan, before it was transferred to Tokyo, formerly known as Edo. So we're going up the stairs, and you can see here some statues of foxes, because it was considered that the fox is actually the messenger of the kami Inari. So we're going up the wide staircase, and as we go up, again we are met by a small shrine, and many of the Japanese people who came here are actually worshipping in that shrine. Just as we are about to turn to our right, you can see here the close-up of the shrine that faces the staircase. It's actually small, but important for some people, particularly those who believe in Shintoism. And you can see, of course, there one lady worshipping. And now we are going up, and on the sides are actually some food that are offered, and you can see there figurines of fox again, which is the symbol of Inari. Here in this particular shrine in Inari, Fushimi Inari, this is known for, as I already mentioned, the Torii. The Torii are donated by various individuals as well as corporations, because in a way it's a kind of an advertisement for them, because if you are going to sponsor building one of the gates or the torii, your name or the company's name will be written at the back. Here, these are the large ones, and they said that the cost of this, in order to sponsor such torii, can go up to 1 million yen. So you enter into this torii, and it's a nice experience because it gives you a sense of entering into a different realm. Of course, being Christians, we don't really believe into such a folklore, but respecting the religion of the place, this is a nice experience wherein you can see the devotion of the people in this particular place, that they can set up all these things as a kind of a memorial to the kami. Again, the kami can be different categories. It could be your ancestors. The deceased ancestors can become kami because they do not have a sense of heaven or purgatory or hell. They believe that once their ancestors died, they remain here on earth on a different realm, but they are with them. The second category of the kami are the nature spirits. These are usually located in certain places like rivers or mountains, and there is a strong presence of the supernatural. And of course, the last one, it can be the famous people like the emperor or the shogun or any leader that they have considered to be important in the life of the people. So those are the different categories of the kami. Here, we are at the back of a small shrine, and we're about to enter into another series of gates. You can see that the small torii, those are actually cheaper compared to the larger ones, and you can buy that as a kind of a votive offering. So you can see there some of the little gates that are just placed on the side of the wall and on the stairs. These are also given by donors, but of course at a smaller, or rather lower cost, kind of a token donations, I think. Now here, as usual, is the ema. This is where you place your wishes, and hopefully they come true by the intervention of the kami. Now this is the back of a shrine, and we're a little bit shy to really get a close-up view because there's a mark there that no photography allowed. And so we go and approach another set of torii, and well, this is the shrine of the kami, one of the kami that are worshipped here. And you can see here the map of the entire complex. The entire complex is a bit large, and it would took you 2 to 3 hours to go up to the mountainside, because that is where the legend of this place was all about. That during a time of a famine, I think the people were looking for food, and on this mountain, on the top of the mountain, they were able to find there a vast field of rice fields ready to be harvested, and that's why the Fushimi Inari is worshipped here, who happens to be the god of rice. And again, there are statues of foxes on both sides as we approach the torii. Now, just before approaching the gates, of course, we have to wash our hands, and you can see here some foreigners or visitors trying to wash their hands in a traditional manner. And now we are going to enter into another set of torii gates. Now this one is a bit larger than the first one, and I think this is of course a little bit more expensive if you want to sponsor this particular torii and place your names on it as a kind of an advertisement, at the same time memorial. But this is very famous, and you can see here some tourists having their picture taken, and it's nice. Unfortunately, I cannot have my own picture taken here because I am holding the camera, and no one will take my picture. But walking through this is already good. Now, in terms of how long this is, of course, it's quite long, and there are thousands of this along the complex, but you cannot really stop anytime. Now, let's have a little detour. This is a point of interest. You can see here, of course, the smaller votive token, torii, made for offering. Now, this is a point of interesting according to our guide, as he is pointing it out to us. Now, this is a very old tree, and people said that if you're going to touch this, you are going to pray to the kami that is present in the tree and have your body ailments healed. So because it looks like a human person, and notice the figure of the tree, the shape of the tree, it looks like a human person. So if you want to be healed, you just touch a particular part of the tree that seems to symbolize where your ache is located, and hopefully the kami will heal you. So I do not know if it is true, but some of my companions here are having fun. Now let's continue walking inside the series of the Torii gates, and there are actually more of the same, not so much really to be seen here, but you can just marvel on the devotion as well as the piety of the people of Japan in building all these Torii gates. Now the first time I saw these Torii gates was actually on a postcard from Ishi, and that's the national shrine of Japan, where the I think it is Amaterasu, that is the shrine of Amaterasu Omikami, the sun goddess. And from then on, I'm really fascinated with this kind of a portal, symbol of a portal wherein you enter into a new realm. In the Philippines, we also have this concept of nature spirits, and that's why we say tabi-tabi po in Tagalog, or tabi-tabi in Ilonggo, or whenever we pass through these places. But in a way, the Japanese people sort of formalize it and institutionalize it, that these places that are, so we say, mariit, or precisely because there is a spirit living there, has become their shrines. So maybe if the Filipinos did not convert to Catholicism, we could have developed such kind of religion, which is animism, and maybe we could have built shrines or temples, or also build some gates to mark that the place is mariit. I think we Filipinos have a very good sense of that, and besides like when we go to an unfamiliar place and there's that big old tree, and we claim that that some spirits might be living there, or duendes, or encanto, or capre, or whatever. But here in Japan, in a way, those nature spirits has become their, quotation marks, gods and goddesses, but they call them as kami. Now, our guide here is telling us about you can go up to the mountain for 2 to 3 hours, but of course, because we are in a tour, so there's no time for it, and we have to go back. So this is the way to go back. Actually, at any point in the series of the Torii gates, you can really just, if you like already find yourselves fatigued, you can just go to the side, and there will be some pathways provided for those tourists or pilgrims that already find themselves tired or fatigued from walking, and they just go back to the main shrine. So there's no problem that you will get lost. So there's really this directions. So even though it is written in Chinese, but of course the symbols are quite understandable. And so we are now going back down to the main shrine after exploring a part of the thousands of Torii gates in honor of Inari. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you learned something.